Welcome to Mojo Plays. With Gears 5 set to hit store shelves on September 10th, we figured now is the perfect time to recap the amazing story found in the Gears of War franchise, so that you're up to date when the highly anticipated sequel drops.
Nightmares. But I think they were messages.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. We'll pick up the story roughly 100 years before Emergence Day, or E-Day, when Sarans lived in a time of peace, called the Era of Silence. It was during this prosperous time that the incredibly valuable fuel source emulsion was discovered in drilling expeditions. The battle for control of this pure energy source disrupted peacetime and led to the Pendulum Wars, where the Coalition of Ordered Governments, or COG for short, and the Union of Independent Republics, or UIR, battled one another for emulsion resources and control of planet Sera itself.
This day just keeps getting better and better.
Adam Phoenix, a weapons physicist, left the COG army to begin work on a powerful laser that would soon end the Pendulum Wars, known as the Hammer of Dawn, while his son Marcus, against his father's wishes, joined the COG forces. With the Hammer of Dawn complete, the UIR had no choice but to negotiate their surrender, and peace was once again restored to Sera, but for a very brief time, a mere 6 weeks.
Can't shake him! Come on, take him down!
No warning, on E-Day, a day that would mark the dawn of a new era on Sera, a race of half-human, half-reptile monsters known as the Locust Horde burrowed out from beneath Sera's surface to begin a 15-year war that would wipe out 1/3 of humanity. Badly outnumbered and suffering mass casualties during this war, COG forces ordered the destruction of Sera's major cities, and thus the Locusts within, via the Hammer of Dawn, in an attempt to slow the Horde's advancement. Millions of civilians were killed in the Hammer attacks, but it only slowed the beasts temporarily, as they would return in even greater numbers than before the blasts. During a crucial battle on Ephyra, Marcus Phoenix disobeyed COG orders and broke rank in a failed attempt to rescue his father from the surrounding chaos. Marcus's reckless decision would result in Ephyra being ransacked by the Locust Horde, and he was subsequently sentenced to 40 years in prison for his rash behavior.
So we went in prison.
The Locusts continued their assault on humanity and destroyed the very prison Marcus was held prisoner in, resulting in the freeing of its inmates, all except for Marcus, who's later rescued by his friend Dom Santiago. With COG forces ravaged, Marcus had no choice but to rejoin the very army that imprisoned him in an effort to destroy the Locust Horde, becoming a member of Delta Squad.
Wow, cool! Not really.
Delta's primary objective is to find a device called the Resonator that is capable of mapping the Horde's underground tunnels, known as the Hollows, and then detonate a massive bomb in the heart of the Horde's forces. The group manages to secure the Resonator, but is badly wounded in the process, and to make matters worse, the Resonator fails to map the entirety of the Hollows. Luckily for Marcus and company, however, they manage to find an old map of the Hollows created by Marcus's father Adam, and they are able to set off the bomb where they believe it will do the most damage. Unfortunately for Delta Squad, Adam Phoenix's map is severely outdated, and the bombing of the Hollows only manages to collapse portions of the underground tunnels, but not the whole thing. Despite the setback, the Locust Queen Mira vows to continue fighting against the humans.
Oh, we die. And we are not dead yet.
Seeing as their attack wasn't as effective as they wanted, Delta Squad is forced to enter the Hollows to wipe out the existing Locust members. Here, they discover an abandoned COG outpost where the Locusts are performing experiments on humans.
No, no, no. No, baby. No, 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 no.
And come to realize that there's a civil war taking place in the Hollows between the Locusts and a new group called the Lambent, who were originally Locusts but have been mutated to their new form due to emulsion exposure. In an attempt to destroy both the Locusts and the Lambent, Delta Company decides to sink a major human city known as Jacinto so that its water supply will flood the Hollows and drown everything within. After the sinking of Jacinto, and with the Locusts and Lambent believed defeated, Marcus receives a transmission that claims that his father Adam is still alive.
This is Adam Phoenix. Is anyone out there?
The Locust Horde wasn't entirely defeated, however, and they launch a surprise attack on Delta's ship, heavily damaging the vessel and killing many crew as well. Before deserting the ship, though, Marcus learns from a senior COG member that his father is alive on an island called Azura, and he's given an encrypted disk as well. Battling against Locust forces to get to technology that can decrypt the disk, Marcus and company soon learn that the island of Azura is a secret COG base that's protected by man-made hurricanes, and thus they must travel there by submarine. Before they were able to get to the island, however, Locusts kill Dom Santiago and Marcus vows revenge.
Dom! No!
Once on Azura, what remains of Delta realizes that the island is a secret retreat for Saren's elite who are hiding out from the war. It's here that they discover Adam Phoenix, who's been taken prisoner because he discovered that emulsion is not only a fuel source, but also a parasitic life form feasting on humans and locusts alike. Adam has a weapon that could destroy the remaining Locusts and Lambent, but it would destroy a lot of emulsion as well, and the rich elite don't want that to happen. While helping Adam prepare his new device, the Locust Queen Mira attacks Marcus, but he manages to defeat her using Dom's knife, exacting a measure of revenge.
Feel that? That's from Dom.
Adam then reveals that in order to know if this device works, he injected himself with emulsion, so by setting off the device, he'll ultimately be sacrificing himself. Saying his goodbyes, Adam sets off the device, wiping out the Locusts, Lambent, and emulsion, signaling brighter days ahead for humanity.
Now go and live for me.
25 years pass and the coalition of ordered governments under First Minister Jin has become more authoritarian over the years without any external threats to fight. Many people disagree with the way the government treats its people, and so a rebel uprising begins, known as the Outsiders, under Reyna Diaz. Two former members of the COG, in JD and Del, desert the army and join up with the Outsiders. These men, along with Reyna's daughter, Kate, raid a nearby COG base in order to steal a device called the Fabricator that can restore power to the Outsiders' village. While restoring power to their village, however, JD, Del, and Kate are overrun by an unknown swarm of monsters, and Reyna sacrifices herself to make sure they're safely locked within the power station. This leads to JD asking his father Marcus Phoenix for help, but Marcus is reluctant to help at first because he feels betrayed by his son who joined COG forces against his wishes, just like he did to his own father.
Yeah, that wasn't completely accurate.
God damn it, James!
But Marcus eventually agrees to help once he discovers the swarm is not human. After further exploration, the group learns that the Locusts didn't die when Adam Phoenix set off his emulsion-destroying device, but rather they mutated over the past 25 years into their current form, known as the Swarm.
The what?
The Swarm.
That's what we've been calling them.
The Swarm, huh? Okay.
Marcus also learns that Reyna is still alive in one of the Swarm's hive sites, so they set off to rescue her. But they find out Reyna is connected to the Swarm's hive network, and if disconnected, will die. Reyna begs her daughter Kate to disconnect her, and remorsefully, Kate does. Shockingly, after disconnecting her mother from the hive, Kate finds her mother's amulet that resembles the seal of the Locust Queen, Mira, revealing that Reyna is Mira's daughter, and thus Kate is her granddaughter.
This isn't over. So get her somewhere safe.
I don't need protection.
I know. You need time.
And that's where the Gears of War story sits at the moment. We don't know much about Gears 5's story, but we do know that it'll focus on Kate Diaz as she discovers her family connection to the Locusts, and also the origin of the Locusts themselves. Also, we know that JD, Del, and Marcus will return as well. Talk about a cliffhanger. We're incredibly pumped to see how this excellent mystery all plays out. Check out these other great clips from Mojo Plays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.